In the top stories, Calypso monarch placements reshuffled, Lady Diva disqualified, Carnival cheer speaks about upcoming plans for Calypso monarch competition, and firearm and ammunition found during chase in Sandy Point. The details on these stories and more after the break.
More soca, 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 more soca.
New me in 2023, coming to Courts Optical today, and enjoy up to 35% off your frames and lenses with flexible payment plans available from 3 to 24 months. Schedule your appointment online today on www.courtsoptical.com. At Courts Optical, our comprehensive eye exam is always free. All major insurance providers are accepted. See in store for details. New me 2023 with glasses from Courts Optical. Value you can see.
Hello and welcome to the ZIZ Channel 5 newscast. I'm Carla Berridge. The top scorers of the National Senior Calypso Monarch competition have been reshuffled as Lady Diva has been eliminated. More in this report.
On Friday, 30th December, the St. Kitts Nevis National Carnival Committee received a formal complaint from a finalist in the Flow Senior Calypso Monarch competition against Kimara Martin, also known as Lady Diva, who placed second runner-up. The complainant claimed that the song entitled "The Power of Black," which was sung by Lady Diva in the second round of the competition, was previously performed in a competition in Trinidad and Tobago by Calypso Charles Mapp, and as such was a violation of the rules of the Senior Monarch competition.
In fact, I tell them to the face, anything black I'm going to embrace. First of all, I am a black woman created in perfection, in black that is so profound.
The rules state, quote, Calypsos entered in the SCMC must be original and must not have been entered in any previously National Carnival Committee organized junior or senior Calypso Monarch competitions, and soca, groovy or power monarch competition, and any calypso or soca competition, whether regionally or internationally, end quote. The rules further state that where a calypsonian violates the rules, the penalty shall be disqualification of the calypsonian from the competition, end quote. The National Carnival Committee appointed an independent arbiter to review this complaint and to decide whether Lady Diva violated the rules of the competition. The arbiter received all documentation pertaining to the matter, including the formal complaint with supporting documents, as well as a letter from Brian London, who is the writer, composer, author, and owner of the song Black, dated 3rd January 2023. The letter from Mr. London stated that the song in question was written in and around 2016 and was given to Calypso Charles Mapp to perform at that time. He further confirmed that Miss Martin, Lady Diva, paid him for the song ahead of the Flow Senior Calypso Monarch competition without knowledge that the song was used previously. Mr. London stated in his correspondence that upon hearing that there was a complaint that the song was used previously by Mrs. Charles Mapp, he contacted her and she confirmed that she had previously used the song. He stated that the error of the situation was created entirely by him and was no fault of Miss Martin, Lady Diva, or Mrs. Charles Mapp. The National Carnival Committee shared Mr. London's correspondence with Lady Diva as well as the complaint, and Diva was given the opportunity to respond to the complaint that was brought against her. The arbiter provided his ruling on the matter on January 11, 2023, and indicated that despite this unfortunate situation, Lady Diva should be disqualified based on the rules of the competition that she signed off on. The new positioning for the Flow Senior Calypso Monarch are as follows. Calypso Monarch, Queen Independent. First runner-up, King Socrates. Second runner-up, Queenie G. And third runner-up, King Craig. Jason Davis for ZIZ News.
Chair of the National Carnival Committee, Shannon Hawley, says in 2023, the Senior Calypso Monarch competition will see the return of the two-song semi-finals. In an interview at ZIZ, Ms. Hawley said this is intended to raise the quality of the songs that go on to the finals.
Over the past few years, we removed the semi-finals. We removed the two-song semi-finals, and we realized the quality of the second song, as a result, has been diminished, the quality of the music, because the Calypsonians had a very short space to prepare for the finals with the second song. So we think that in order to eliminate that early, we want to ensure that the return of the second song semifinals is very important, and starting earlier in the year so that we can have the quarterfinals and the eliminations and then the semifinals and then the finals. So every Calypsonian will have the opportunity to go through that process in order to ensure the highest standard for our finals.
She said to eliminate the occurrence of plagiarized songs being submitted, the committee may soon ask for audio copies of the songs ahead of the competition.
That is something that we can look at so that our advisors, etc., judges would be able to vet prior to, so that we can ensure something like this doesn't happen. I mean, I've looked at it around the region, and I see more and more instances where this has happened around the region as well. So I think we need to learn from our counterparts regionally on how to ensure that this does not happen again.
The full interview with Shannon Hawley will be aired on Saturday morning at 9:30 on ZIZ Television and will be broadcast over the coming weekend. One person is currently in police custody in relation to a firearm that was found while officers were chasing the individual. According to a police release, the officers were carrying out bail enforcement exercises in Sandy Point on Wednesday. While heading towards a house in the Bouncing Hill area, a male individual who was standing outside the house saw the police approaching and ran. Officers pursued the individual and found a 9mm Taurus pistol with a magazine containing 4 rounds of 9mm ammunition during the chase. The person managed to get away but was later taken into police custody. Investigations into the matter are ongoing. An autopsy was performed on the body of 26-year-old Javon Grant of Madden's estate on January 12, 2023 by resident pathologist Dr. Adrian Nunes. Dr. Nunes concluded that death was as a result of hypovolemic shock due to multiple gunshot wounds to the head, chest and back. At about 4 p.m. on Wednesday, police officers responded to a report that 2 persons were shot in Bath Village. The police say 45-year-old Javier Charles of Bath Village and 26-year-old Javon Grant of Madden's estate were sitting in the vicinity of a bar in Bath Village when 2 armed masked assailants approached and shot at them. The assailants then fled the scene. Grant collapsed and Charles ran. Both victims were transported in a private vehicle to the Alexandra Hospital. Grant was pronounced dead upon arrival at the hospital. Charles is in stable condition and is being treated for injuries to his neck. After the break, BPW St. Kitts hosts the international conference and Foreign Affairs Minister welcomes German ambassador. Stay with us.
Here are your Hartsford Value Mart IGA Value Club specials from January 12th
to the 25th.
Here are your Blue Tag specials. Planters Dry Roasted Peanuts, $13.49. Essential Everyday Barbecue Sauces, $6.99. Culinary Circle Pizza, $29.99. Essential Everyday Broth, $7.99. Post Honey Bunches of Oats, $12.99. Palm Olive Dish Liquid, $12.99. And now our very low weekly
value deals. The Hunt Spaghetti Sauce, $6.49. Nestle Flavored Water, $3.99. IGA Peanut Butter Creamy and Chunky, $9.99. Kraft Mayonnaise, $18.99. The Colgate Toothpaste, $9.99. IGA and Essential Everyday Salad Dressing, $9.99. Shop smart, shop value mart. Tell them it's Promotional.
¿Está listo? Y haga sus compras aquí, ¿ah? Value Mart! There is no better time to discover what your National Bank Visa debit or black cards can do.
Mimi, what's that song?
It can get you out of a pickle. Using my National Bank Visa card is fast, secure, and convenient.
Cashless SKN is our new lifestyle choice. National Bank, always here.
Welcome back. The Business and Professional Women Group hosted International Federations as its organization of Regions Conference that was held this week at the St. Kitts Marriott Resort. Women from 21 countries across 5 continents attended the meeting, and it aimed to strategize plans for the way forward for the institutions. International Swiss President Catherine Bossart gave an overview of the gathering.
To keep this organization together, which is very diverse, and each continent is different, and even each country is very different from the other one. We have the so-called organization of the regions, and the regional coordinators are on the International Executive Board and are bringing the voice of the region to the International Board.
Regional coordinator and member of BPW La Amiga, Diane Williams, spoke of one particular presentation by Dr. Valda Henry, Deputy Governor of the Eastern Caribbean Central Bank.
Dr. Henry's presentation was on post-COVID, post-COVID economy, what can we expect? And she highlighted a few areas actually in terms of how we move forward in terms of education, food security, the social ills, the opportunities, and what we can do differently as a result from the learning of COVID.
She was also talking about health insurance and the effects on people and what needs to be done to prevent another loss of so many people in the area.
The group of women continues to grow as Nevis will also have its first club. St. Kitts has 2 clubs, BPW La Amiga and BPW St. Kitts. They, along with others across the region, will form part of the regional federation. According to Ms. Williams, more clubs lead to a stronger voice for the federations they belong to and have more impact on the international scene. Persons who want to join can send an email to bpwwomen@gmail.com or visit their Facebook page BPW St. Kitts and send a message there. On Wednesday, St. Kitts and Nevis hosted its first ambassadorial visit of the new year in the company of Her Excellency Mrs. Ote Koenig, Ambassador Extraordinary and Plenipotentiary of the Federal Republic of Germany. This visit comes at the peak of the Federation's tourism season, with the ambassador paying a courtesy call on the Right Honorable Dr. Denzel Douglas, Minister of Foreign Affairs, while on private holiday aboard the Royal Clipper cruises. Minister Douglas acknowledged the long-standing friendly relations between St. Kitts and Nevis and Germany and repeated his commitment towards fostering closer ties under a scope of mutual interest within the fields of climate action, information and communication technologies, and agriculture. Minister Douglas referred to the ongoing geothermal and solar energy projects across the Federation, soliciting Germany's assistance in the development of desalination plants and other strategies that aid in the government's renewable energy efforts. Ambassador Koenig assured of Germany's devotion to climate action while discussing several laws and practices implemented to fulfill their green energy goals. Both the minister and ambassador underlined the existence of several prospects that can serve to achieve common goals between the two countries, and as the new year progresses, it is hoped that more tangible cooperation can come to fruition as a result of this meeting. You're My Sister, Not My Competition is the name of a self-published book by national Jamal Huggins, who has been a ghostwriter for the past 13 years. Wanting to move away from that and attaching her name to a personal project, Ms. Huggins penned the book through inspiration from a foundation in South Africa. In an interview with ZIZ News, she spoke of how it came about.
In pageantry. So years ago, I was confronted with a situation that actually had nothing to do with pageants, actually. And what I realized, because I've had the opportunity to live in 3 different countries, fortunately, what that did for me, though, was it made me realize very quickly that it didn't take a stage for women to be competitive with each other, whether it's in business, whether it's in just friendship circles, families. This dynamic is prevalent everywhere. After I sat with a few women, because I'm also involved heavily in philanthropy. I work with a youth organization in South Africa, and it was actually there that I decided it was time to finally write this book and put my name on it. I've been a ghostwriter for the past.
According to Ms. Huggins, You're My Sister, Not My Competition was a concept for 8 years, but she published it in December 2022 after many delays. She spoke about the benefits of writing.
Writing is very therapeutic, first of all, and whether you are a professional writer or not, I recommend that we write. I recommend that women write, because our brains can often be almost like garbage disposal bins, and they need to be taken out every so often. And if we're not finding healthy ways to empty that, eventually it spills over in one form or another. We have people dealing with internal trauma that they're not processing. We have people who are simply not talking to other people. They're carrying a lot of anger and a lot of resentment in a society where they need to interact with other people in a healthy way. So I say, write. Whatever you feel, get out a pen and paper and write it down.
You're My Sister, Not My Competition is available on Amazon and Barnes & Noble in soft and hard covers, as well as digitally in audio and Kindle versions. Nevis's Ministry of Education has launched a new photo finish system at the Nevis Athletic Stadium at Long Point. This has been described as part of efforts to enhance the island's athletic program. In a brief ceremony at the stadium on Thursday, Junior Minister responsible for sport, Honorable Troy Liburd, described the new equipment as a critical addition which would elevate track and field on Nevis. He said, quote, "We are no longer going to use the pistol and the mic. We are now using an electronic pistol system, so as soon as that electronic pistol goes off, it's recorded immediately, which is much more accurate than the other system." End quote. Minister Liburd stated that the system is a big leap for Nevis and thanked all who had been instrumental in making it a reality. Mr. Liburd also had words of admonition for those who would have charge over the system to take care of it, citing its costliness and the hope of having it up and running for many years to come. The sports minister also used the moment to reiterate that the NIA's goal continues to be the development of the stadium as far as possible, adding that he would be a proponent in making it a reality. Coming from regional news, 7,000 persons prosecuted in 2022 for drunk driving in